Hello guys, welcome to the first problem of this series. So basically in this series we will be covering lots of questions which are related to data structures and algorithm. Okay, so let's start. So our first question is print next greater element in array. Okay, so we will see it now. So see, this is the problem statement. Okay, so what it says, we are given an array and we have to print the next greater element of each array element, and if greater element is not present, then we need to print -1 in such case. Okay, so I think this question is clear. So here are two input cases. Okay, so let's see what are they. So we have given n, so this is the size of array, and this is our array. Okay, so what should be the output? See, 1 3 2 4. Okay, so as per the question we need to print the next greater element of each array element. Okay, of each array element. So for this particular element, its next greater element is 3. So for 1 I will print 3, and for 3 it is 4, for 2 it is 4, and 4. Okay, in case of 4, there is no greater element, so I will print -1. So this is my output. Okay, so here is another test case. This is n is equals to 4. Okay, and this is my array. So 4 5 1 50. Okay, so what it is saying, uh, first we will look at, okay, 4. So do we have any greater element than 4? Okay, immediately I mean the next element. Okay, so sorry, yeah, so 5. So it will print 5, and for 5 it is 50, for 1 also it is 50, and for 50 it is -1. Okay, so this is the output. So I request you all to pause the video and think of a solution. Okay, now let's move forward. I hope the question is clear to you all. Now let's move forward. So basically we will have two solutions. The first one is brute force approach or the basic solution. Okay, so I have taken this array from the test case only, and now we need to produce the output. Okay, so let's see the basic approach. Okay, so see what we will do. We will pick an element and then traverse the rest of the array. Okay, so for that purpose we will use two for loop. Okay, so what we will do, uh, okay, now suppose I, okay, this is the ith element. Now for this particular index, or for this element 1, I will traverse the rest of the array and I will check if um, any number is present which is greater than 1. If it is present, okay, print that number, and if it is not present, print -1. Okay, so let's write the code for it. Okay, so I have written the code here, basically algorithm pseudocode you can say. So what we will be doing, see, I am starting from 0 up to n minus 1. Okay, so up to this, why up to n minus 1? Because if I will see here, the n value is n value will be 4. Okay, n value will be 4, and less than n means 3. Okay, so for the inner loop I will go to the last element as well, but for the outer loop I will stop here. Why? Because for this particular element I need to check with this. Okay, so if I am traversing till n, okay, I am traversing I with n, and here I cannot write n plus 1 because that will be the error, that will show the error. Okay, array out of bound error. Okay, in Java it will show like that. Okay, so this is clear. So we will be going to n minus 1. So here in case it is 2. Okay, now let's traverse it. Okay, so in our first case, okay, here I will traverse. So I is equals to 0, I is equals to 0, and flag is equals to 0. Now what is flag? Okay, we will see it later. And coming to this loop, j is equals to 0, or I can say, instead of writing j is equals to I, we can write j is equals to I plus 1. Okay, it won't make that much difference, but yeah, we can write I plus 1. So j will be index 1. So this is the index value. Now here I am comparing if ARR of I. So what is ARR of I? So ARR of I is 1 and ARR of j is 3. So I am comparing if ARR of I is less than ARR of j. Yes, if it is, then print j. Okay, then print that element. So this is my output. So here I am printing 3. Now what I am doing, I am changing flags value to 1 and coming out of this second loop. And after this loop, I am checking if flag value is 0. If it is so, then print minus 1. So what it means? So it means that now suppose there is an element, instead of 3 there is 5. Okay, suppose. So what will happen then? For this element we will traverse this, in the second loop we will traverse through this subarray. Okay, so we will not find any um, greater element. Okay, so in that case we won't break, and also flag value will remain 0. Okay, so we will check if flag value is 0. Yes, flag value will be 0, so result will be minus 1. Okay, similarly in case of last element r. Okay, similarly for the last element, see, here I is going till n less than n minus 1. So this is n minus 1 is 3, so I is going till 2. So we are checking these elements, we are not checking this element. Okay, for that we need to explicitly write print minus 1. Okay, now we will execute this code. So now I have written the code in IntelliJ, okay, in Java. So basically, let's go through the code once. Okay, so here we are getting the array and using the length method to get the size of the array. Okay, now this is the corner case. If someone is passing the array which doesn't, okay, contain any element, so simply we will return. Okay, yeah. So now this is our first loop and this is our second loop. Here we are initializing the flag value. Here we are initializing the flag value, and here we are checking the elements. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are checking the elements. So we are checking that is ARR of j, that is these things. ARR of j means this. If this is greater than this, yes. If it is greater than, then print it. And see, here I am using the print method, not println, to print in the same line. Okay, and after that I am adding this uh, space, and then I am making the flag is equals to 1, and after that going out of this for loop. Okay, and if no flag value is if flag value is 0, that is no greater element is present. Suppose if there is 5, so there is no greater element than 5, then for in this case our output should be 5 minus 1, 4 minus 1. Okay, so for that case we are printing minus 1, and here at last we are printing minus 1 for the last element. Okay, and after that we are printing a line. Okay, so here I have written the main method and some of the arrays. Now let me add that array also. Okay, so we will pass its value as well. Okay, now I am running it. See, the result is like this. These are my test cases and this is my result. So this is the basic approach. Okay. Okay. So guys, now we will see an efficient approach. Okay. So in this efficient approach, we will use stack. So why stack? I'll tell you now. See, consider these two elements, these 3 and 2. Now suppose let's take another array. So this is 30, this is 10, this is 20, and let's say 18, 19 and 20. Okay. Now we are considering these two elements. Okay, 30 and rest of the elements. Now suppose for any element, okay, for any element before 30, okay, listen carefully, for any element before 30, what would be the last, okay, what would be the last greatest element? Okay, now see, for 18, 19 is the nearest greatest element. Okay, nearest greatest element that we know, but for 20, 30 is that, and for any number we which is here, okay, which is on this side of 30, we will not have these 10 and 20 as our output. Okay, why? Because we need to find the nearest number, which is greater than it, but these two elements are smaller than 30, so they are of no use. Okay, they are of no use for the elements which are there. Now suppose here is 50, after 10, 20 there is 50. Now we know, okay, now we know that 10 and 20 are of no use. Why? Because suppose if any element which is greater than 30 is present in this side, and for that particular element any element is not present, okay, so we will get the 30 as its output. Now suppose we have 39, okay, suppose let's rub this, we have 39 somewhere here. Okay, and in between many elements are there which are not greater than 39. So what we will do, we will come to this point, okay, by searching one by one using the basic approach. Okay, so we will come at this particular point, then we will 10, we will search, we will compare with 10, then 20, then 50. But we know, okay, if we know that these 10, and if element is present between 10 and 20, then we would have got 30 as our answer, because it's already greater than these two. So what we will do in stack, we will pop these two elements, and now for 39 we will search only two elements, 30 and 50. Okay, we will search only two elements, no elements in between which are less than this particular element. Okay, so it will be efficient. Okay, now let's see how. So we will start traversing the array from the back side, okay, from the back side, and we will make another array. Okay, we will make another array which will keep the result, okay, which will keep our result in the reverse order. Now for 4, no element is there, so we should add -1 in this particular array. Now, and after that we will push 4 into the stack, then we will come at 2. Then our next step would be, we will compare 2 with 4. And what is 4? The stack dot peak, okay, the top element at the stack. So we will compare. Now after comparing we will see, okay, this element is greater than 2, add it to the array. And if it is greater than 2, don't pop it because we need 4 also. Now also push 2. See, we will push every element in the stack, okay, at the end of our code. Now after pushing 2 we will move forward. Now we come at 3. Now look carefully. For 3 we will compare 3 and 2. So what will happen here? Now we can see that 2 is greater than 2 is less than 3, 2 is less than 3. So we will pop 2. Now we will again compare the element, if any element is present in the stack. Okay, so we will compare 3 and 4. Now it is greater than, we will add 4 to the our output array, and we will again push 3 into the array. Now for 1 we will compare 1 and 3. We will get 3 as the largest the greater element than 1. Then we will again push it in the array. Okay, now suppose 5 is there in place of 1. Okay, so what would have we done? So it will be 5 and comparison will be in between 5 and 3. Okay, so what would have happened? So we say, okay, 5 is greater than 3, pop it. So we will pop. Now we will compare 5 and 4. Again 5 is greater than 4, pop. Okay, pop. Now stack is empty. If stack is empty, add -1 to the output array and pop that element into the stack. Now 5 will be added. So one thing to notice is that while checking for 5 we didn't come across 2. So that's the biggest advantage here. Now suppose here is only one element. Now suppose there are 20 elements present, 1 2 2 1 2 1, which are less than 3 and 4. So we don't need to check them. Okay, we don't need to check them in case of 5. Okay, so this is our code. I hope you get it. So this should be 3, yeah. And while printing this we will reverse it down. Okay, now let's see the code. Okay, so here we are making a stack, okay, an empty stack S, and this is our resultant array. Okay, so this is our output array. Now what we are doing, we are traversing from, as said, we will traverse from the end of the array. So we are traversing from end of the array until we reach 0. Okay, now look carefully. So initially our stack is empty. So we are adding -1 to the array. Okay, in Java we add element using .add method. Okay, now if that was not the case, so let's write the array also. Yeah, so we are traversing from here, and this is our output array, this is our stack. Okay, so stack was empty, we have added -1, and if has been completed, and at the end we are pushing that element. Okay, at the end we are pushing that element. So what we will push? We will push 4 here. Okay, now after pushing 4, we will again go to this loop, and by this time our I is at index 2. Okay, index 2. Now see, if s dot is empty, no, it is not empty. Now we will check else if s dot peak is greater than arr of I. Yes, it is greater than that value. So what we will do, we will add rss dot add s dot peak. So we will add this greater value to this particular array. Okay, so we will add it 4. And now we won't go for other else if cases. Simply we will push our element which is 2 inside the array. So inside the stack. And again our iterator will go to this index. Okay, so I will be at index 1 and the value at index 1 is 3. So now this if block, this else if block will be executed. Why? So we are picking the value of s and comparing with array, and we are seeing is it less than or equal to array value. So 2 is less than 3. Yes, so we will go inside. So what we are doing, until, so we are looping, so until we get a element which is greater than this. Okay, or stack becomes empty. Okay, two cases are there. Now suppose if in case of 3 5 was there, then we will pop this, then we will pop this, so stack will remain empty, will become empty. So then we will push 5 to it. But now in this case 3 is there, so 2 will be popped out, and after that we will check. Okay, so 2 will be popped out and s dot peak is not so s dot peak will become 4 equal to greater 3. Okay, less than equal to 3, it will check. So this value will become false. And our program will come out of this loop and it will check among these two conditions. So our first condition will satisfy, which is if s dot peak is greater than arr of I. Yes, it is greater than. Then we will say add this value to our resultant array. So we have done that. And at the end we are pushing our element. So again we will push 3. Now I will go to this particular element 1. Now for 1, this loop will be executed because s peak is greater than, that is 3 is greater than 1, and we will add that value to the particular array and we will push 1 to the stack. Okay, and after that when I will come here, I minus minus will be done and it will become -1. So it will come out of for loop. Now after that we are reversing that array and printing out that array. Okay, we would have done one thing. We would have make that stack empty by saying s equals to null. Okay, that's not a big deal. So 4, let's execute this particular program. Yeah, so our resultant is 344 minus. So this is all about this problem, guys. See you in the next lecture. Bye. Thank you.